Good. Hey, my last question today is how, why, maybe when should Christians fast? So, should Christians fast? Yes. I've actually been doing a bunch of fasting, more like a health, weight loss thing, intermittent fasting really for about two or 3 years now. I mean, I occasionally break this, but probably 95% of the time I don't eat till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just as a lifestyle choice kind of thing. And interesting things happen to you when you don't eat. But should Christians fast? Let me unpack this really quickly. I think the problem becomes with the word should. So if you think you have to fast to please God, to get things from God, to change God, don't fast. I've got a word for you. Go to McDonald's. Yeah, like you do not need to fast to get anything from God. Fasting doesn't change God. It changes you. Malachi 3 verse 6, I am the Lord, I change not. And there's actually nothing worse than trying to change God, trying to get God to do something by fasting. I've seen this all the time where people try to fast to get God to do something without realizing Jesus did everything 2,000 years ago. Yeah, God, you don't need to beg God to save you. It's a done deal, baby. You don't need to beg God to heal you. It's a done deal. What we do when we fast is we actually declare war on the doubt, fear, unbelief. We don't gain things in God's presence. We lose things. We lose the baggage we've acquired for years. So, should Christians fast? My first answer is no, if they're in a place of immaturity, they haven't grown in the faith, they're not coming into this with the right perspective, a right reason. Yeah, I've been to nations. I love the church in India and been to India a few times, and you know, some places I've been in India, every church tells every Christian you've got to fast every Friday. And I don't think there's much benefit if I tell you have to fast in my church and you're only doing it to please the pastor. Like, go eat, okay? It's really not the point. So I think fasting is really powerful when we choose to do it. The Bible talks about individual fasts, like when you fast, don't announce it on Facebook, go into your room, anoint your head with oil. You know, in a way, don't make a big show. Jesus says if you go around like, oh, I'm fasting, you've had your reward. But he says if you'll fast in secret, the Lord will reward you openly. I think there's times for a corporate fast, like 2 Chronicles 20. Jehoshaphat calls a fast, a group of people. I'm in a season in the churches I lead here in New England where I'm asking people to fast once a month. But I'm asking them to pray about it and join me on those fasts, not obliging anybody to do that, but where we corporately join together and fast. So why should we fast? I think we really fast to get more of God. Now again, let me marry New Covenant theology with that. You can't really get more of God. He's already given you everything. What we do to get more of God, we need to get rid of more of ourselves. So in a way, to come to the Lord and say, hey Lord, I just, for today, maybe a meal, maybe a week, instead of spending time buying food, prepping food, eating food, cleaning up after I've eaten food, recovering after I've eaten food, I'm going to give you that time. I'm going to feed myself spiritually. Again, catch this. Fasting is not about getting hungry. Fasting is about getting hungry and feeding yourself from your spirit man, from the Word of God, rather than feeding yourself naturally. Now, what a lot of people do is they fast and they just get hungry. That's not a fast, that's a hunger strike. Yeah. So the goal of fasting should be to, not have food or TV or relationships or different things for a season, but instead draw on the spirit man and let your spirit man live big in you. Hey, last thought on that, something that's really helped me, Kenneth Copeland did some great teaching years ago on fasting. And he talks about that principle of we don't want the reward, the horizontal reward, I would call it, of people coming to us and saying, oh, Graham, you're fasting, aren't you spiritual? No, that's not. Do it in secret. But God actually will reward you publicly, will reward you openly. Now, I think at times we just spend time with God and God will reward us in ways we don't expect, we weren't looking for. That's good. But I think there's actually a place for us to go at times and by faith set the reward. And by that I mean, come before the Lord, write what Jerry Savelle would call a prayer of petition and say, Lord, I want to break through in this area of my life. I want to be walking in a higher place of faith. I want to hear your voice more. I fast about something and say, Lord, you know, You're saying it lovingly, submissively, but with your agreement, Lord, that's what this fast is about. And in a way, create that agreement with you and the Lord that as you fast, you can have breakthrough in that area. Now, quick caveat, don't mention your breakthrough by how you feel. Because most of the time, at the end of a fast, you're not feeling anything, baby. You're feeling like going to Applebee's or something. You're not, feelings are not that great. Don't measure it by how you feel. Usually, measure it by faith. So imagine I'm fasting and I want to break through in faith for finances in my life. I might fast for a few days, feed myself on the word concerning God's provision, and I'll come out of that fast saying, I believe I've got that reward. Well, where is it, Graham? I've got it in my faith, not in my feelings, not in my emotions, not in a sensation, not in the fact somebody maybe gave me some money. I've received that breakthrough. I've got it. And what I hold in my faith, God will produce in my experience. I feel I need to say that one again. What you hold in your faith, God will produce in your experience. So I think fasting is a really great tool. Jesus said in Matthew 6, when you fast, not if you fast. So again, an important thing to do, but avoid the danger of legalism and dead works. Remember, you don't fast to change God, fast to change you. Hey guys, thanks for watching my Q&A session today, and hope that's a blessing to you. Again, do check out all of the links there. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, sign up for our email newsletter, and check out my itinerary or churches in New England. Hope to see you soon in the plan of God. Bye for now.